What is something other people do that bothers you? When people talk obsessively about themselves. Have you ever been trapped in a convo where the person just non-stop talks about themselves? It's not a conversation. It's glorified campaign boost for the other person. I hate that. Tell me what to do when I'm already doing it. Bring others down to make themselves look good. Cut people off while driving and fail to use their turning signal. Not only is it dangerous and increases the chance of an accident, but it also requires very little effort to not do. Talk behind people's backs, and take out their problems on people who've done nothing wrong. Assuming they are right without any evidence, reason to believe they are right except them being the ones that said it. Disrespect things that don't belong to them. We should be trying to leave things better than we found them, but instead people are so self-absorbed. Not washing your hands after using a public bathroom really bugs the shit out of me, especially in places where we touch a lot of things: casino, hotel, restaurant. Not using headphones in public. Take pleasure in making someone else feel embarrassed or ashamed. Throw garbage on the street. Not covering their mouth when they cough or sneeze. Litter. Walking in massive groups on sidewalks and jogging paths. I get that you wanted to walk together as a whole group, but please understand people are behind you trying to get by. Bully. Making someone feel bad about themselves. It doesn't benefit the bully in any way, and I fail to understand why people do it. Let their kids run wild and disrupt everyone else because you can't be bothered to tell them no. Asking you a yes, no question. Then acting offended when you say no. Edit. Holy shit. I wasn't expecting to be so relatable. Not putting shopping carts back. The worst is when they are left smack dab in a parking space. Assuming what I'm going to say and interrupt me before I'm even halfway through my sentence. Get aggressive over other people's opinions. Discussion is fine, but don't clog my Reddit DMs plz. Walk slow when I can't go around them. It's great that you don't have anywhere to be. But I do. Chew with their goddamn mouth open. Animal cruelty. Stopping in high traffic areas like the top of an escalator. Capitalize every word in their sentence like this. Licking their finger before handing a paper to me from a stack or before counting out money to me. That's just nasty. Chew loudly with their mouth open. Talk over me while I'm mid-sentence. It's so fucking disrespectful. Everyone deserves a chance to express themselves. Get up from a table and don't scoot the chair back under the table. Drive in the left lane and go below the speed limit. Complaining about something other people do without realizing that they also do it. Replying all unnecessarily on emails. I don't need to know that you received the schedule for the week. Cheryl. I don't need to hear you. Congrats. On Megan from another department who I've never even met's minor promotion. I get well over 30 unnecessary emails from this a day. Leave a mess after eating in a public place or even in private. Clean up after yourself. Motherfuckers that sound like a humpback whale exhaling through their blowhole every damn time they take a drink. People who think they're better than everyone else and that their opinion matters more than yours. Eating loudly. Nyam 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 slurp nyam siiiiipa. They say it's a polite thing to do when eating ramen in Japan and a cultural thing in some parts of China, but it's still goddamn annoying. Bully and make comments to other people in public because they're different to them. Leave them the hell alone. They're not bothering anyone. Why does their sexuality, gender, dress sense etc. bother you so much? It makes me so angry. When you simply didn't hear what somebody said and they repeat it super slow and louder in an obnoxious tone. I'm not mentally impaired. Just couldn't hear your mumble. Forcing their unsolicited opinions on me. I can't stand when people say, "Excuse you." Edit to clarify. When accidentally colliding with someone or getting too close. In my own personal experience, these individuals are never seen taking responsibility for their own invasions of other people's personal space and seem to never use "excuse me." Instead, do their parents teach them this? I don't usually see it in isolated incidents, but serially, as if they don't even know the proper phrase. When they purposefully antagonize you. Like playfully disagreeing with everything. Mishearing things, etc. To irritate you. Once you're irritated they get all defensive like that wasn't the whole point. Wear their fucking masks under their noses. Just as pointless as having your dick hang out of your underwear. Exist. Show up at the beach and blast music. Tell me details about other people's sex lives and/or trauma when it's not important in some way about the people actually having the conversation. It's none of my goddamn business. I don't want to know, and you shouldn't be spreading this stuff around without their go-ahead. Also, sticking an iPhone in front of their kid in a relatively quiet area with the volume high. Either they give the child some fucking earphones or, better yet, actually interact with them. Post videos of themselves, friends helping homeless people. You don't need to film it. Just be a good person. People who get up extremely early in the morning by choice. Then get an attitude like everyone who's still sleeping is a lazy, unmotivated sloth. Asking for advice on the same issue over and over and then choosing to ignore said advice and making the same mistake over and over. Picking arguments over dumb things or being contrary just for the sake of it. Like flat earthers or anti-vaxxers. Not think. Putting something back on the wrong shelf at the grocery store. Please don't ever do that. Entitlement. Agree to things and then cancel, don't respond at the last minute. Honestly, I used to be pretty flaky myself, but I hated how guilty I felt after abruptly canceling. There's a sentiment that true friends will still be your friends even if you have other commitments. But that shouldn't be the mantra when if someone does something like this constantly and doesn't put effort into your mutual commitment to something. I don't like when people spit in front of me. Spit grosses me out outside of sexual stuff. Remain ignorant. I can't stand it. It doesn't matter what it is. If they stop educating themselves, I lose a massive deal of respect for them. Learn. Continue to learn. Always learn as much as you can. Please. When you politely remind them about something they need to do, they blow up at you, and proceed to forget about the thing they needed to do. Okay, here goes. My roommate gets out of the shower and dries off on the carpet. I have learned to never go in there with socks on, cooks horrible smelling meals and leaves the scraps in the kitchen sink. Leaves exactly one side of the sink full of dirty dishes all the time. While leaving one sink full of dirty dishes, he loads up the dish strainers to overflowing, so even if I wanted to cook something I have to clean and then put the dishes away because there is nowhere to put them to dry. Parks his mountain bike in the kitchen because he doesn't want to get it wet by leaving it outside. In the kitchen. Has 9 pairs of shoes scattered by the front door. Leaves the stovetop covered with dirty pans and leaves his cast iron frying pans in the oven. I cannot tell you how many times I have tried to put something in the oven only to slam the dish I am putting in there against his fucking frying pans. Chomping food noises. Say, it's okay, they're friendly. About their off-lead dog without checking if my dog was friendly. Hypocritical behavior. When people just don't get straight to the point about something. They dance around the subject and I'm supposed to try to figure out what that person actually meant. Ain't nobody got time for that. When you're driving and listening to music. Or watching TV. Then the person you're with starts watching videos on their phone with the sound all the way up. People don't have humility. They don't admit when they are wrong. They don't see the other person's perspective. They refuse to change and better themselves as a person since they always point the finger at the other. My coworkers seem to have decided that COVID-19 is no longer around and they are always way too much up in my space. Telling you half the story. Yo, watch yourself. Somebody said this about you. Wow, really? Who said that? Don't worry about who. No, screw you. Tell me what's going on or don't say shit at all. Tell you about what zodiac sign they are. Listens to reply not to understand. Answer a different question than the one being asked. Example. Which is healthier to drink? Juice or milk? Their answer. Drink water. Never-ending stories. Answers. Explanations. I am kind and patient and will give you my attention for you to share your knowledge or experience. But for fuck's sake, wrap it up. I'm trying to work. I'll ask if I want more. Telling me what to do. Unless we're naked in the bedroom. You're not the boss of me and I refuse to listen to you. Speak to me. Chew with their mouth open. Treating waitresses like shit. Saying, you look tired. Go fuck yourself. Say that something is objectively crap, just because it's not their cup of tea. Something having no value to you doesn't mean it has no value. I went round and round at a party with a friend's husband about this. It was around season 2 of Game of Thrones and several people were talking about it. He said, that show is crap. I said, oh, you didn't like it? I haven't watched it. It's just crap. You think it's badly made? No. It's just crap. ... So what's crap about it? I'm not interested in it. It's crap. If you have an ideological issue with something, or think it's of poor quality, or a bad influence, or harmful to others, then fine. You think it's crap. Fair enough. But saying that just because it's not your thing is pretty arrogant. Making promises and then breaking them. My heart has been crushed one too many times. Base their entire personality around insult humor. Then when you say something about the way they act, they come back with, why are you so sensitive? It's just a joke. Dealt with a friend like that for years. Not closing the door when they leave my room. Leave trash sitting on the countertop next to the trash can. When they put their chewed gum on the plate while they eat, just throw it away after the meal. I hate when people don't turn off their high beams when they are approaching your car while driving at night. My dad slurps his coffee and it irks me every time. Put their babies, young kids on social media in this odd, specific way, like they're trying to turn them into social media stars. Like, here's my baby cooking. Here's my baby cooking dressed as Walter White. And not just as an odd cute one-off, but like a dedicated thing where they'll even batch forward links to those posts with captions like, we tried the XYZ challenge on our little guy. Watch and share. Jesus Christ, Karen, it's your goddamn child. Give it a rest maybe? Especially given that we have no idea who's watching these kids on these super public platforms. And a lot of them come under regular fire for being chum in the water for pedos. It just feels like an exploitative and unsafe thing to do. I should clarify that I have no kids of my own. But several nieces and nephews, and I'd hate it if any of their parents did this to them. Eat crunch ice with their freaking mouths open. Chewing food with your mouth open is terrible, but ice, OMFG, you get the added sound of the crunches and the ice moving around in their mouths. Even thinking about it is pissing me off.